The biggest regret I have about my school days is the fact that I didn't make friends with the rich kids. Stick around, I'll tell you why. Welcome back to the Miracle Perspective, everybody, and this is the TMP Q&A Wednesday, where you ask and I perspectivize. Question for the day comes from a guy who is doing his final year in Wits University, and this is what he said. Miracle, my guy, please cover this on your Q&A sessions. I'm sure I'm not the only one on this boat right now. I'm a Big Management final year student at Wits University. I've been applying for jobs and internships all over since this year started. I even started searching for jobs on LinkedIn, and I'm now in panic because the year is about to come to an end, and I don't want to stay at home with nothing to do next year. But unfortunately, I haven't been receiving any positive feedback from any of the companies I've submitted my CVs to. What can I do, man? Any help would be appreciated at this moment. Looking forward to that video. Thanks for the question, my friend. So I put this question out there, and as another guy commented, and the guy said, "Hey, I'm in the same boat. Please cover this topic, man." And I'm like, "Oh, are you also doing your final year now, champ?" He's like, "Yes, man. I start final exams in 2 weeks' time, and all I've received this past year is we regret to inform you that your application has been declined. Please do not give up hope and continue applying for the next available opportunity." I'm like, "Oh, steep, man. You were also doing some business and marketing course, right?" He did BCom in marketing management. So these guys are having a problem, ladies and gentlemen. I put it out there and people came to our rescue. The first person who came to our rescue was Esther. Esther said, "They must also apply in small firms and companies, and don't always apply for a job for what you are qualified to do. Start off in something related and work your way up or towards the thing you want to do. These days you need to be flexible." Thanks, Esther. That was a great advice. Amanda is like, "First thing is to remain calm in the midst of a storm, and it's still early for him to start panicking now. He can start by asking professionals who have experience and know what they are doing to assist him with upgrading his CV and making your LinkedIn profile more attractive and appealing to potential recruiters. Also, it's good to approach your lecturers and ask them to refer you should any recruiter reaches out looking for a student. Talk to people, especially the ones who are in the same line of work, and ask around if there are any groups you can join on WhatsApp that post about jobs most times. Always remember that sometimes always remember that sometimes there is a good reason why you would get a certain job, because there is a possibility that you might get something better in the future. So have a little faith and don't stress or panic, because it won't help you with anything, but because you think you are a failure or lower your self-esteem in terms of your thinking, because in terms of thinking you are not good enough to earn a job opportunity. Stay calm, and most recruiters look for interns around December and January, so don't panic." Good message from Amanda. And Ntombi was like, she sent a voice note.
So I'm saying relationships, and what do I mean by relationships? So his approach, so now he is final year BCom management. So he needs to use, hopefully he made connections, or he, built relationships with other faculties or people around, and not just schoolmates, but actually proper built relationships. So the best thing would be to use the connections. I think in varsity has is the easiest way to build connections. There's probably someone who knows someone somewhere. So, really, I think we're living in a time now where, it's not even about skill anymore. It's about connections. And really, that's really what it is. And the jobs, or the best jobs that are suitable for you or that can be found, most of the time are through relationships, because people know who you are, or through referrals, because people know who you are, and the people that hire, they trust the person that refers you and says, okay, this person, if they're recommending this person, there must be a reason, there must be something about them, because they know what the company needs. And from that word of mouth, or that through that referral, it strengthens the chances of the person getting a job. So the person must focus on relationship and not just focus on getting, you know, a degree and applying for jobs. Most of the time they cut you off. Most of the time you don't meet the criteria through job applications, but doesn't mean you're not suitable for the job. It's just the processes sometimes don't, I don't want to say they're not accurate, but they don't accommodate you, or don't give you time to really explain yourself, or make space for, for people to get to know who you really are and what you're capable of. So he must focus on relationships. He must build relationships. He must build connections. So he must not just be a school person who's just going to school. He must know people from different faculties. He must get ideas from the lecturers. Get, someone somewhere knows something all the time. So that must be his primary focus. That's what I would advise.
Great point from Tombi there. I feel like Mike Pence right now. There's this fly that's just all over my face. It refuses to die. But moving right along, Munyaradzi Dongo says, for me, I strongly advise you take a pen and a paper. Go and sit down in a quiet environment. Start writing problems that are in our countries that you can solve, and start solving those problems one by one, and build your own empire. If they are not giving you a platform, please make sure to go and create your own platform and see if you will not make it. Coach Munya Dongo. Guys, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for your input on this very important matter. And yeah, gents, you are in a very tough time and a tough situation. The most difficult time to be in varsity is your final year, when now you are thinking, where do I go? What do I do with my life? And should I go? Should I stay? What's the next step? Like right now, you're in confusion. You're in a state of confusion. And I sympathize with you, my friend. I've been there and it was not nice. That's why I know for sure that right now you are in a big state of confusion. And the people have given you advices, man. And I'm not here to give you an advice, but I just want to share a little perspective, because this is such an interesting concept for me. And I'll tell you why it's very interesting. For me, I find it interesting, man, that someone who did business management for 3 or 4 years is looking for a job, cannot find a job, and they are stuck. It's just a very interesting concept for me to try and understand. Because I mean, what were you learning then at school? Were you not learning to be a business manager, to get into someone's business, build the business, make it grow? And how do you make a business grow? By getting customers that convert to sales and end up converting to revenue to build the company. And as a business manager, you're supposed to manage the whole process. So if you can't find a job and you are stuck, whose business were you actually planning on managing, my friend? Why don't you do what Munya is saying? Start your own business and apply the skills that you got for the past 4 years. If that is an impossible thing to do, then there is a problem with our education system. Because, for example, this guy is a marketing manager. You are studying marketing to get customers. But right now, the guy is stuck. He can't get a customer who is an employer for himself. How do we expect this guy to go and get customers for a business then, if he can't get one customer who's an employer? And I'm saying one customer because I want you to look at yourself as a business. You right now, as an individual, you are a business. You need to take yourself as a business yourself. Because as a business, whether you're working for someone, whether you are an employee, you are a business. If you are working under someone else's company, you just have one client, and that is your company, which is your boss. And you are servicing your client, who is your boss. And because he's happy with your service, he pays you a salary every month and every time you go back and repeat the order. So treat yourself as a business right now. You are a business that's not making money. You are looking for a client, and that is one job. A business that can employ you, that is your client. You are failing to get a client. What does it say about the education that you've been getting that we assume it's gonna make you be a candidate to go and help somebody make more money? Do you get what I mean? And that's where my confusion is right now. So I have a problem with the education system when it comes to that. Because for people in such fields, they shouldn't be stuck and worried. At this time, these people should be thinking, all right, what can I do? What can I do to apply my skills into something of my own and build a business, a big business, or partner with people? You get what I mean? But I'm not here to give you more frustration on top of the frustration you have, my friend. I'm just going to give you a little story about me and the reason why I'm saying that one regret I have about my school days was not making friends with rich kids. And the reason is relationships, as Ntombi has said. I remember there was a time when I was full-time in the network marketing industry, and I wanted to get people who can afford to buy my product, to get into the company that I was with, and the products were relatively quite expensive. And that is when I realized, I told my boy Rudy, I'm like, ish boy, I have a big problem right now, and I've got a big regret. The regret is I didn't make friends with the right people when I was still in university. Look, man, if I had made friends with rich kids, it was going to be easy to push my business, because I was just going to go to them and say, hey, buddy, buy this. And they would buy it because they can afford. So because I didn't make those friends, it was hard for me to push that business, because I exhausted everyone around me, and I realized I need more rich people around me, and I didn't get them. So my advice is, as Ntombi has said, my friend, you have only 2 months left. Yes. Try your best to make those contacts, make those relationships around you with the people around you that can give you access to opportunities. Because if you've got rich friends, my friend, depending on how good your relationship is, they can talk to their fathers and mothers and uncles and grandmothers and whoever's to say, hey man, put this guy in, and then you go there and exercise your skills. But don't be picky either way. Wherever you are right now, don't be picky. Don't be looking for that perfect job. Just go into any job, my friend. If it means going to work at Checkers, go and work at Checkers as a teller. If it means going to work as a rubbish collector, do that, my friend. It's not about what you get, it's about who you are becoming at the end of the day. Because one thing that school makes us do and make us forget is the element of self-discovery. We forget that there is who we must become in the process. So we're always consumed by what we need to get. How much money am I going to get paid? And that's the question that you always ask when you go to an interview, and that's why you're not getting the job, because you're concerned about what you're going to get, not about what you're going to be giving and who you're going to be becoming. So change your approach, my friend, and that's what I'm going to say to you. Last thing is from an interview I did with Millicent Mercado this Monday. She said, whenever you go for an audition, do the audition and just forget about it. That was a very good advice, my friend, and it's the same thing I'm bringing to you today. Whenever you submit that CV, submit the CV and just forget about it. Whatever happens from that CV, let it happen. If it doesn't happen, let it not break your soul, my friend. What you need to do in the process is submit the CV, start looking for more customers. Submit a proposal, start looking for more customers. You can't be waiting for this one client to come and respond to you and give you a sale. No, you need to submit, keep moving. And as you are moving, right now you are in a state of you are stuck, you can't move forward. Start being resourceful. Learn how to be resourceful. What do you have around your home that you can sell with your parents' permission? You need to learn to sell. You need to start taking responsibility for your own life, my friend. Nobody's going to take responsibility for you. Right now, you're trying to find somebody else to take responsibility for your income, and that's a job. You're not getting a job. My friend, I was not getting a job. I started a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. Sell your ideas. Write a book. Sell the book. Do something, my friend. You did BCom business management. Teach people. Do extra tutorials for your students. Open an academy where you teach people how to study effectively. Do that, my friend. You need to be resourceful. Think out of the box and just use yourself as a resource, because the best investment you can make is the one you make in yourself. So do that. Invest in your knowledge, invest in what you can give to other people, and then you will find who you are made to become. It's finished. Before you go, remember to subscribe, like, comment, share. Remember, send your questions early for the TMP Q&A Wednesday, because we are shooting this episodes every Monday. So send them before Sunday, preferably, so we can do them on Monday evening. Wednesday, you get them properly done at 8 p.m. See you next week. I love you all. My friend, I'm sorry if I didn't give you the answer that you wanted, but that's the answer I could give. It's finished.